picture this for a second, okay? Just think. Little old Joe was watching Cartoon Network, and one of the shows was Powerpuff Girls. It was indeed made from sugar, spice, and everything nice. Somehow we accidentally dropped a bit of chemical X. Thus, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are born, and they have dedicated their lives to using their superpowers and beating up villainy and the forces of evil or something like that. But anyways, back into my story. I watched I watched the whole show and freaking loved it. It was just perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. I heard so many good things about the show. And the reboot, however, it that there wasn't made from sugar, spice, and everything nice. No, the reboot is accidentally made from memes, rot, and crap. but anyways, back to what I was saying before. The Powerpuff Girls movie. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about it. I decided to check it out myself, see what it's like, and there. I saw the whole movie, freaking loved it, and that's where I decided, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a review on this. I might as well just, talk about a movie that is so rare now. Like, could you even find it on eBay? Like, I think that's like an easy way. Once you think about it, but it is such a rare movie to find, and even though I've heard that the movie did not do so well at the box office, it's still a good movie nonetheless. But anyways, so it's an origin story where Professor Utonium decides to go grocery shopping just to create a perfect little girl and such, just like the intro theme song to the show. And somehow villainy is running loose on the city of Townsville. So yeah, we have seen the birth of Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, and they have to figure out how the world works and such. And throughout the running minute time, or throughout every minute, they were playing tag. That just like wasted so much time of the movie. Like, you could have just end the tag scene from there, and just continue to do something else. That is it. They just spent a whole minute of just playing tag. Just throw out like a minute of the movie, like that was just like one fatal flaw, but still. Um. So yeah, the Powerpuff Girls are trying to manage how the world works, and how trying to um try to get used to it and such. But yeah, later on they found Mojo Jojo, who thinks they can help them and such. Uh, and turns out in the whole show he was just, well, a villain. Uh, he was just a villain in the whole show. And yeah, it turns out we basically see the whole origins of, the Powerpuff Girls. Not only the Powerpuff Girls, but Mojo Jojo himself was included in all this. But surprisingly well done voice acting from this movie. Yeah, it's the OG voice actor. It's the original. It's They somehow brought the original voice actors for this. Tara Strong as Bubbles, for example, she was great. Uh, Kathy, what's her last name? I never heard her. I never heard of this actress, but I heard she plays, but the one that plays Blossom. E.G. Daily, I've heard she played Tommy in the Rugrats and such. such. Um, yeah, that's all I can think of from the. That's all I can think of. That's all the voice acting roles I can think of. Think of, except for Kathy, whatever her last name is, whatever her last name is. Um, somehow, throughout the whole story, the Powerpuff Girls are trying to figure out, how the world works. It's just they don't know how to use their superpowers very well, but yeah, but doing all, they later found Mojo Jojo, who is this monkey with a with an exposed brain, and trying to help them to become better people and such. But turns out it was all a lie. The Powerpuff Girls did some wrongs in the world, leading them to fly to this little asteroid. And later on, they go back trying to. They're going to save they're going to save not only the professor but the whole world as well by being conquered by monkeys and such. And what else? What else happens in this movie? So the people in Townsville adored the Powerpuff Girls. They accept them. They're superheroes, and of course they dedicated their lives to fight villainy and crime. Oh yeah, and monsters as well. Um, what else is there to say about the Powerpuff Girls movie? First off, it was good. I like I like how it's an origin story. Um, I thought it was gonna be about something else, but no. It's just an origin story of how the Powerpuff Girls got made, and they had to, learn how the world works and such. Professor Utonium being a father, it just works well. Being a father figure. Mojo Jojo, you know, the girls think that he's a good guy, but no, he turns out to be a villain at the end, conquering the whole world and such. And the amount of jokes in this movie caught me off guard a little bit, but yeah, I've seen the whole show. It was great, but the movie, yeah, I really liked it from beginning to end. I just don't understand how it did so poorly at the box office, though. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. So, what else is there to say? Just, just give me a minute before I, before I think about something. Okay, I'm sorry that my brain broke. I decided to go get a drink of water. I haven't get enough rest lately, so so that's why I have been stuttering so much and all. But I do apologize if you hear a bit of stuttering coming from me. I apologize. I'm sorry. It's just I haven't got enough sleep last night. So, anyways, well, where was I? Oh yeah, back into the movie. The animation is, I don't know. It's a bit decent. Where where everything looks flat. Where everything looks kind of flat. Um, I mean, it's pretty decent for how it is. I think by the time they were making the movie, they were trying to by the time they made this movie, they decided to, I think this was made like before, like season 5 or 6 or something like that. Um, I think the movie was made around that time, so maybe if the show ended right there, then they can make the movie. That's what I think of. But yeah, I think this movie was made during like I'm hearing some noises in the hallway. It just never ends. Um, it just looks like it was made like way before seasons 4, 5, and 6 and such. And the characters are great as well. They just ignore that. Just ignore that. Sorry about that. Um, the characters they're pretty great. I like if I were to have a favorite character in this, it would have to be Buttercup because even though the fact that I don't like the color green as much, I still like her nonetheless. But and she's she's the only Powerpuff Girl. She's the only Powerpuff Girl I relate to the most because not only that I have so many anger issues, I still manage to handle problems nonetheless. But yeah, Professor Utonium was okay, I guess. But I mean, three of the girls, they're great. They're really great, and the surprising well done voice acting from Roger L. Jackson, who voices Mojo Jojo in this with his fascinating speed talking like dang, does your mouth hurt when you when you speak like that? But no, sorry for the offense. But anyways, and yeah, I think that's about it. You just see like every villain from the show, like the green gang or whatever they're called. Um, I think him was in this, but I don't really know. Him wasn't even in this movie, but and I think it was just a green gang. I'm hearing lots of noises outside. It's too. The fact I'm recording this in my room and there's a lot of noises happening outside, including my hallway. So I do apologize for the amount of interruptions coming from the background and such. Um, the only thing the only problem I have with this movie is just, you know, the very long tag scene. It's just, it just comes off as just long. We just needed to move on to the next scene. And surprisingly, there are you know, a lot of violence in the show. The movie, as much as a show, I mean, it's just a show about freaking girls who have superpowers beating the crap out of everybody. Beating the crap out of villains is what I meant to say. But yeah. Anyways, these are my thoughts on the Powerpuff Girls movie. It is indeed hardcore. But yeah, I love it. I give this a 9 out of 10. The only problem I had was just the long tag sequence. That is it. The animation is pretty decent. I can try to understand. I can understand why they decided to make the animation look like this. The characters are well done. They handled the characters pretty well in this movie, might I say. And yeah, the story is great. I really like the whole origin aspect of this, but at the same time, the freaking long tag sequence, just why didn't it need to stretch that out a bit? But Anyways, that's about it. Sorry I took so long, and hopefully I can upload videos more frequently if I have the time. So, anyways, that's all I got for now. Holla at your boy. Yeah!